One reason our human ancestors came to dominate the world is that they figured out how to make and use all sorts of tools for all sorts of purposes. But for a huge chunk of our evolutionary history, more than 1.5 million years, ancient humans all over the world mostly made one specific tool. Weirdly, we still don't know what on earth it was used for. Hi, I'm David, and this is Minute Earth. Usually, when archaeologists find an old tool, like, say, this way smaller one, they can employ 3 main strategies to figure out what our ancestors did with it. They look at its shape. In our example, it looks sharp in the front and thin in the back. They look for clues with a microscope. This one has old wood resin on the back. And they try to recreate possible ways it could have been used. For example, a reproduction of this one cut really deep when they attached it to a stick and thrust it into a goat carcass they had purchased. Yes, this is an actual technique used by archaeologists. And sometimes, when you go through these steps, the tool's purpose becomes clear. This was a spear point used to kill big animals. So when researchers found the ancient mystery tool, they tried to apply these same standard strategies. As far as shape, each one had been carefully chipped away on both faces to form sharp, symmetrical sides that taper down to a point on one end. The resulting form seemed like it would be perfect for butchery. One end would fit into the user's hand, while the other seemed sharp and strong enough to cut through animal hides and meat and even bones. Or maybe it was just right for gathering, good for cutting through plants or grinding up seeds or even digging up edible tubers. Or perhaps the shape made it useful for sharpening sticks, or creating sparks to start fires. So there was no obvious answer about the mystery tool's function yet. So archaeologists looked for additional clues under a microscope. Polished faces might mean they were used for grinding stuff. Long scratches might indicate they were used for cutting stuff. And tiny divots might suggest they were used for smashing stuff. And they found, well, tools with each of these, and some with all of them, which didn't do anything to rule out any of the earlier hypotheses. And it added another one. Some archaeologists began to think that ancient humans used a mystery tool like a Swiss army knife, good for any task you might encounter in your prehistoric day-to-day. But a surprisingly high number of the mystery tools that researchers looked at didn't have any noticeable wear, which might mean those specimens had been resharpened often enough to remove the telltale scratches. But it could also mean that at least some of these tools were used for tasks that didn't cause wear in the first place. So researchers turned to the third method, trying to recreate what some of those tasks might be. For example, they've thrown the mystery tools to see if they could have been used as projectiles. They placed them pointy side up in the ground to see if they could have been used to disable prey, Home Alone style. And they've tested the idea that the mystery tool was actually a core from which smaller, sharper cutting tools were regularly chipped off. Then there's the possibility that these tools weren't tools in the traditional sense at all. Maybe early humans created them as currency, or as a way to attract potential mates. But these are basically impossible to test. So, still, nothing conclusive. Which is bananas. We've found tens of thousands of these things all over the world, so they must have been important for something. So researchers aren't giving up on the mystery tool. Right now, they're systematically examining as many as possible to see if there are any clues they've missed. In the meantime, determining the function of the longest used tool in human history is still totally open for speculation.